Hello, and welcome to another episode of Harvest Healing. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I use constantly, and it's probably kept me out of the hospital more than anything else that I've ever tried, and that is Mullein. I have terrible asthma, and when I get sick, everything attacks my lungs. So Mullein is a plant that when you dry it, you can use it as teas. I'm going to show you what this looks like. It grows in every state. And once you see it, you'll say, I've seen this plant. It's everywhere. So when you dry the plant and you use it as a tea, I take it every 2 hours when I start feeling any kind of tightness in my chest. With me, since I have asthma, when I have tightness in my chest, it that is an indication for me that I can end up with bronchitis really, really quick. So I always still have to take my inhalers, but the Mullein extract, I take this every 2 hours. I will set my alarm even overnight and drink the tea every 2 hours. And I swear by this stuff. I was ending up in the ER, like constantly being sick. And now when I take this, I'm not having that amount of illness anymore. I also combine the Mullein with rosemary a lot. I grow rosemary, dry it, and have a container full of rosemary, and I'll put that with it, and it really does. It tastes good too. So there's two different ways, or two different diffusers that I have. This does not make a really strong tea, but you don't need it super strong. It doesn't have to be like this, like black tea or anything like that. It makes a light colored liquid, but you're getting all of the properties. So there's two different diffusers that I have for tea, right? This is the one that most people have. And then I bought this one here because it holds more. And I make large batches of this when I know that I'm getting sick, and I start drinking. Fill this thing up, and it'll sit like in a cup, and you can let it set on the rim. Some of my cups are too big, but it works pretty good. It comes with a cap so that you're not getting floaties all around. But the Mullein tea, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how it was used. It was used for the Native Americans used this. This was the go-to for people when they were getting sick. So they used to smoke the leaves, make cough syrup out of the boiled roots. They would apply the leaves paste to skin for wound care. If you had like inflamed skin, I'm imagining like sunburn or something like that. They would wet the leaves, and those leaves get really, really large. They'd wet the leaves and put that on a burn. And before, there was antibiotics, this was the go-to herb. They used it for pneumonia, tuberculosis, whooping cough. It was used for reduce allergies, sore throat, tonsillitis. Here's some of the benefits of using it when you're fighting an illness. Like I said, you want to use it. What was recommended to me when I started using this a couple of years ago is every 2 hours you drink it. It's not going to work if you just drink one cup of tea. This is not like it's, I have friends that are like, well, I drank a cup of tea and it didn't seem to work. You have to use this stuff. Like I said, every 2 hours, but it really does help. I have not had a bout of bronchitis since I started using it. So it loosens mucus. So Mullein is an expectorant, so it's going to break that mucus up so you can get it out of your system. If mucus remains in the lungs, right, it can block airflow, and that's what happens with me or people who are asthmatic. It can really, it's really serious. It calms inflammation. So if you have lung and throat issues, it can calm that inflammation down, and it coats your mucous membranes. It's really beneficial that way. And it has antioxidants, including vitamin C and flavonoids. So it's protects your cells from free radicals. It's really amazing stuff. And it has an antiseptic quality to it, which is one of the reasons why they used it on inflamed skin and wounds. So there's research that indicates that it does have the antiviral properties, and it can slow that influenza virus. So taking Mullein with that, remember I talked about previously with that garlic honey extract mixture, and by the way, I'm drinking it right here, and combining all of this stuff helps boost your immune system. But Mullein tea for lung health is really, really important. So it's going to reduce the symptoms of your respiratory illness. And it doesn't have any side effects, which is amazing. Like it's not, I can take this stuff and drink it and go right to sleep. There's not a caffeine in it. It's amazing stuff. There's no, right now, according to some, websites that I've looked at that are medical websites that are like, but with doctors information on it, not just, Wikipedia. To date, there's no known negative reactions or toxic side effects to this plant. Now, I know it's growing on my property. It grows everywhere. Mullein is like everywhere. And a lot of gardeners absolutely hate this stuff because it's so like it's growing everywhere and you can't get rid of it. But what I tell people is if you have it growing on your property, dig it up and put it into a flower bed or something and harvest that stuff. You can buy it online. You can get organic mullein. You can, and a little bit goes a long, long way. I have a huge Ziploc bag full of it. I have this container that has it, and I'm using it all the time. You can buy it online. Just about, every large online supplier is going to have mullein, and it's amazing stuff. So I hope that you try it and report back. Let me know. But it is amazing stuff. And like I said, it's not going to jack you up full of caffeine or anything like that. So if you have to set your clock every 2 hours to wake up and drink a little bit of tea, I make iced tea with it as well. So that if you don't like hot tea, but it's amazing stuff. It'll work. I promise you it'll work.